This is Woodman here with another channeled message. Halloween as we know it today did not exist in ancient Greece or ancient Rome. However, both cultures had their own festivals and customs that shared themes of honoring the dead and the supernatural, which influenced later traditions, including what would become Halloween. In ancient Greece, the festival of Anastasia was celebrated in late February to early March and honored the dead. During this festival, people believed that the spirits of the deceased could return to the living. It included offerings and rituals to appease these spirits, as well as feasting and revelry, which echo some aspects of modern Halloween celebrations. In ancient Rome, the festival of Lemuria was observed in May to honor the spirits of the dead. Romans would perform rituals to exorcise malevolent ghosts from their homes, including offering food and performing rites to appease the spirits. This practice of acknowledging and respecting the dead aligns with the themes often found in Halloween. While Halloween itself emerged much later, these ancient customs contributed to the evolving understanding of death, the afterlife, and the celebration of spirits, paving the way for the development of various traditions that would eventually merge into the modern day Halloween. Halloween, as it is celebrated today, also did not exist previously in India, China, or Africa. However, various cultures within these regions have their own festivals and traditions that share similar themes of honoring the dead, celebrating the harvest, and embracing the supernatural. In India, Diwali, the festival of lights, is celebrated around the same time as Halloween. Diwali honors the triumph of light over darkness and good over evil, involving the worship of deities, lighting lamps, and sharing sweets. While it is not directly related to Halloween, Diwali features themes of renewal and reverence for ancestors, particularly during the Pitru Paksha, a time dedicated to honoring deceased family members. In China, the Hungry Ghost Festival, celebrated during the seventh month of the lunar calendar, shares similarities with Halloween. It is believed that the spirits of the deceased roam the earth during this time. Families prepare offerings of food and burn incense to appease these wandering spirits, ensuring peace for both the living as well as the dead. Like Halloween, it emphasizes the connection between the living and, of course, the afterlife. Africa is a continent which is kind of different from India and China, which are their own countries. But nonetheless, there are numerous countries in Africa, and Africa is one of the largest land masses in the world. In various African cultures, there are numerous festivals that honor ancestors and the dead. For example, the Gerawal festival of the Wadabe people in Niger includes ceremonies and rituals to honor their ancestors. Similarly, in cultures across the continent, rituals and celebrations acknowledge the spiritual connection with the deceased, emphasizing respect for lineage as well as the importance of ancestral guidance. While Halloween itself is a distinctly Western holiday with roots in Celtic traditions, the themes of honoring the dead and celebrating the supernatural are indeed universal, reflecting in various forms across human cultures worldwide. Halloween itself has its roots in ancient traditions, primarily stemming from the Celtic festival of Samhain, celebrated over 2,000 years ago. Samhain marked the end of the harvest season and the beginning of winter, a time when it was believed that the boundary between the living and the dead was thinnest. People lit bonfires and wore costumes to ward off roaming spirits. The festival also involved honoring deceased ancestors, as it was thought their spirits could return to the earthly realm during this time. The legend of Halloween evolved through various cultural influences, particularly with the arrival of Christianity. The name Halloween is derived from All Hallows Eve, which is the evening before All Saints' Day on November 1st. This day was established to honor saints and martyrs, and the festivities often incorporated elements from Samhain. Over time, Halloween transformed into the more community-oriented celebration, blending different ancient customs with new practices like trick-or-treating, which emerged in the late 19th century as a way for children to partake in the festivities. The ghostly truth of Halloween reflects its association with the supernatural. Many believe that the spirits of the deceased linger on during this night, and this leads to a tradition of telling ghost stories as well as visiting cemeteries. This aspect of Halloween taps into the deep rooted fears and fascinations with death and the afterlife. People often use decorations like skeletons, ghosts, and pumpkins to represent these themes, embracing the eerie atmosphere of the season. Spiritual folklore surrounding Halloween is rich and varied, often highlighting themes of transformational and the cyclical nature of life and death. In various cultures, it is believed that the spirits of the ancestors can offer guidance or protection during this time. Rituals may involve lighting candles or creating altars to honor those who have passed. This spiritual aspect encourages reflection on mortality as well as the connection between the living and the dead, fostering a genuine sense of respect for the cycle of life. In summary, Halloween is a blend of ancient Celtic traditions, Christian influences, and evolving cultural practices. Its ghostly legends and spiritual folklore reveal a deep connection to themes of mortality, the supernatural, honoring ancestral spirits, and this rich tapestry of history and belief continues to shape how Halloween is celebrated today, making it a unique and intriguing holiday. Samhain or Samhain, was celebrated primarily from the sunset of October 31st to the sunset on November 1st, marking the end of the harvest season and the beginning of winter. The festival held significant cultural and spiritual importance for the Celts, and it also involved various rituals and customs, which we'll go into at this time. The first is the custom of bonfires. One of the central elements of Samhain was the lighting of bonfires. Communities gathered around these large fires, which were believed to be protective and have purifying qualities. People would throw offerings into the flames, such as crops or animals, to ensure a good harvest for the following year. The fire also symbolized the light returning as winter approached. Costumes and masks. To ward off roaming spirits, people often wore costumes and masks made from animal skins or other materials. This practice was meant to disguise themselves from any malevolent spirits that might be wandering the earth, allowing them to pass through the night safely. Feasts and gatherings. Samhain was also a time for feasting and celebration. Families would come together to share meals made from the season's harvest and offerings which were made to honor the so-called gods as well as the deceased. Some believe that the spirits of the ancestors returned during this time, and setting a place at the table for them was a common practice. Divination and supernatural practices. Samhain was also considered to be a time when the veil between the living and the dead was at its thinnest. Many rituals and customs were aimed at divination and connecting with the spirit world, and thus this always took place. People engaged in various forms of fortune telling, such as apple bobbing or using mirrors to gain insights into the future or communicate with spirits. This probably also would include the Ouija board. Honoring the dead. Many communities held rituals to honor deceased loved ones. This could involve leaving food offerings outside homes or visiting gravesites to pay respects. The belief was that the spirits of the dead could return to visit their families during this time, and honoring them was essential. In summary, Samhain was a rich and multifaceted celebration involving bonfires, costumes, feasting, divination, and honoring the dead. These practices laid the groundwork for many practices associated with modern day Halloween, while reflecting the deep cultural beliefs about the cycles of life and death. If you enjoyed this message, please like, share, and subscribe. If you're new here, welcome aboard. It's a safe space. All are welcome. If you're returning, I love you so much. Welcome back. You keep this channel going. In the name of the Most High God, I wish you health, wealth, prosperity, and abundance, and also that you receive the blessings and protections of Jesus Christ and the Most High God. Woodman signing off. Have a great day.